Hello students, myself Muhammad Sharikh, Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, Islamia College, Vaniambadi. Today we are going to discuss about concept of gene pool. What is a gene pool? Gene pool is the set of all genes or genetic information in any population, usually of a particular species. History about gene pool. Here we can see the Russian geneticist Alexander Sergeyevich Serebrovsky first formulated the concept in 1920s as genofond, that is gene fund. This word that was imported to the United States from the Soviet Union by Theodosius Dobzhansky, who translated it into English as gene pool. Rationale behind the gene pool is a large gene pool indicates extensive genetic diversity which is associated with robust populations that can survive bouts of intense selection. Meanwhile, low genetic diversity in breeding and population bottlenecks can cause reduced biological fitness and an increased chance of extinction. Although, as explained by genetic drift, new genetic variants that may cause an increase in the fitness of organisms are more likely to fix in the population if it is rather small. When all individuals in a population are identical with regard to a particular phenotypic trait, the population is said to be monomorphic. When the individuals show several variants of a particular trait, they are said to be polymorphic. So there are three types of gene pools are there. One is primary gene pool, secondary gene pool and tertiary gene pool. Gene pool concept in crop breeding or the gene pool system of classification is a crop included all cultivars, obsolete and current, wild species and wild relatives containing all the genes available for breeding use. Based on this degree of relationship, the gene pool of a crop can be divided into three groups. Already I told you that primary gene pool, secondary gene pool and tertiary gene pool. So first we will see the primary gene pool. This is a graphical gene pool concept. You can see biological species GP1 is inner circle, that is a species A cultivated races, and species B spontaneous races. Then the outer circle, that is a middle circle, you can see the gene pool 2, all species that crosses with GP1 with F1 fertility, gene transfer possible but may be difficult. And the final one is outermost circle, that is gene pool 3, hybrids with GP1 anomalous, lethal or completely sterile. Then gene transfer not possible or requiring radical techniques. Here we can see the primary gene pool, that is GP1. Members of this gene pool are in the same species in conventional biological usage and can intermate freely and leads to production of fertile hybrids. It includes a plant of the same species or of closely related species which produce completely fertile offsprings on intermating. Hybrids have good chromosome pairing, gene segregation is approximately normal and gene transfer is generally easy. In such gene pool, genes can be exchanged between lines simple by making normal crosses. This is also known as gene pool 1, that is GP1. This is a material of prime breeding importance and each crop gene pool can be subdivided into two, that is subspecies A, that is cultivated races, then subspecies B, spontaneous races, wild or weedy. Examples of primary gene, here you can see the primary gene pool of both cultivated and wild varieties of sunflower. Then second one is secondary gene pool, that is GP2. Member of secondary gene pool are normally classified as member different species than the crop species under consideration the primary gene pool. These species are closely related to species of GP1 and can cross to produce fertile or partially fertile hybrids with them. Transfer of gene from such material to primary gene pool is possible but difficult. There is some reproductive barrier between members of the primary and secondary gene pools, and that leads to partially sterile weak hybrids. Chromosomes may pair poorly or not at all. Recovery of desired phenotypes may be difficult in subsequent generations. The gene pool is available to be utilized by plant breeder or geneticist with due effort required. Example of secondary gene pool, here you can see, so some crosses, if results from this would be partially sterile or weak, these constitute a secondary gene pool. Then tertiary gene pool, GP3, the genetic material which leads to production of sterile hybrids on crossing with primary gene pool is termed as tertiary gene pool or gene pool 3. It includes material which can be crossed with GP1, but the hybrids are sterile. Members of this gene pool are more distantly related to members of the primary gene pool. Transfer of gene from such material to primary gene pool is possible. The primary and tertiary gene pool can be intermediate, but gene transfer between them is impossible without the use of special technique, rather extreme or radical measures such as embryo rescue or embryo culture, a form of plant organ culture, then induced polyploidy, chromosome doubling, then bridging crosses, example with member of the secondary gene pool. Then example of GP3, that is a tertiary gene pool, is a successful cross being triticle developed by Rempa. Then gene pool centers. Gene pool centers are the areas on the earth where important crop plants and domestic animals originated. They have an extraordinary range of the wild counterparts of cultivated plant species and useful tropical plants. They also contain different subtropical and temperate origin species. They represent a reservoir of diversity that can be tapped into by organisms to adapt to a changing environment and by scientists for plant breeding and crop improvement. In the system of Jack Harlan and Van de Wet, crossable wild relative species are classified into groups based on how easy it is for them to exchange genes with the cultivated species to which they are related. In this system, wild relatives are said to be in the crop's primary, secondary and tertiary gene pools. Here you can see the pyramid of evolutionary closeness is correlated with ease of crossing developed by Maxted et al. The taxon group concept uses existing taxonomic classifications based on evolutionary relatedness to predict which species will be easiest to use from gene pool 1 to gene pool 2 from the gene pool 3. So why study of gene pool concept is important? In the past, huge gene pool of various wild and indigenous breeds have collapsed, causing widespread genetic erosion and genetic pollution. This has resulted in loss of genetic diversity and biodiversity as a whole. Immigration may also result in the addition of new genetic variants to the established gene pool of a particular species or population. High rates of gene flow can reduce the genetic differentiation between two groups, increasing homogeneity. For this reason, gene flow has been thought to constrain speciation by combining the gene pools of the group and thus preventing the development of differences in genetic variation that would have led to full speciation. Endemic species can be threatened with extinction through the process of genetic pollution, that is uncontrolled hybridization, introgression and genetic swamping. The abundant species can interbreed with the rare species, swamping its gene pool. Genecology. Do you know what is genecology? Genecology is a branch of ecology which studies genetic variation of species and communities compared to their population distribution in a particular environment. It is closely related to ecogenetics, but genecology focuses primarily on an ecological perspective, looking at changes and interactions between species, while ecogenetics focuses more on species genetic responses to the environment. Variation. Variation is the differences that exist between individuals. Each individual's organism is a technique. Even clones show more variation. It can occur within or between species and can be continuous or discontinuous. Continuous variation. The individuals within a population vary within a range. There are no distinct categories, example height and weight. Discontinuous variation. Each individual falls into only one of the two or more distinct categories. There are no intermediates, example blood group, gender. Variation can be influenced by your genes, the environment, or both. Then effect of genes. Different species have different genes, and individuals of the same species have the same genes but have different versions of them alleles. The difference in the genotype of an organism results in phenotypic variation. For example, there are 3 different blood groups alleles which result in 4 different blood groups. Inherited characteristics that shows continuous variation or polygenic influenced by many genes. For example, human skin color. Inherited characteristics that shows discontinuous variation are usually monogenic influenced by only one gene, for example violet flower color. Then the environment. Variation can also be caused by differences in the environment such as climate, food and lifestyle. Characteristics influenced by the environment can change over an organisms. For example, accent is determined by where you grew up, where you live now, and accent of people around you. Similarly, paced ears is only determined by environmental factors such as fashions or peer pressures. It's depend on the nature of the people on that particular environment, such as like your native places. It will differ from places to places. When it comes to both, genetic factors determine genotype and the characteristics an organisms born with, but environmental factors can influence how some characteristics develop. Most phenotypic variation is caused by the combination of genotype and environmental factors. Phenotypic variation influenced by both usually shows continuous variation. For example, human body mass is partly genetic, but it is also strongly influenced by environmental factors like diet and exercise. Also, pea plants come in tall and dwarf form, which is determined by genotype. However, the exact height varies because of environmental factors such as light intensity and water availability. Evolution. The complete range of allele present in the population is called the gene pool, and new alleles are usually generated by mutations in genes. Evolution is a change in allele frequency. How often an allele occurs, variation is generated by meiosis and mutations and occurs by natural selection. Then artificial selection. Artificial selection, that is selective breeding, is when humans select individuals in a population to breed together to get desirable traits. Important characteristics for these two cases includes modern dairy cattle, that is high yield milk, large udders, long lactation period, docile, calm temperament, resistant to disease. Then bred wheat, high wheat yield, resistant to disease and large ears. Then comparing between the natural selection and artificial selection. In natural selection, the organisms that produce are selected by the environment. In artificial selection, humans select the organism that reproduce. In natural selection, the result is unpredictable. In artificial selection, the result is predetermined. In natural selection, the species will be better adapted to the environment. In artificial selection, the species will be more useful for humans. And the similarities between natural selection and artificial selection is both change the allele frequencies in the next generation. The alleles that code for the beneficial and desirable characteristic will become more common in next generation. Both may make use of random mutations when they occur. If a random mutation produces an allele that gives a beneficial desirable phenotype, it will be selected for in the next generation. Speciation. Speciation is the development of a new species. It occurs when populations of the same species become reproductively isolated. Changes in allele frequencies cause changes in phenotype that mean they can no longer breed together to produce fertile offspring. Reproduction isolation occurs in many ways. Seasonal changes, different mating season, then mechanical changes, changes in genitalia, then behavioral changes, courtship ritual which are not attractive to the main population. Then geographical isolation, this is you know very well, it's all about the climate, places, all those things. Then classifying the species, then ecophenotype physiologies, a new kind of modeling for unifying evolution, ecology and culture transmission. We proposed a mathematical framework of former relations, generally enough to be applicable in biology, that means ecology and evolutionary biology. Then cultural transmission, economics. We are interested in modeling some biological concepts we will call ecophenotypic concepts, that is development, plasticity, reaction, norm, phenotypic, heritability, epigenetics and niche construction. Then these are the consideration of physiological, environmental, then resource extraction, then matching, function and reproduction, then niche construction and resource regeneration, then reaction norms and the new generation physiology, then reaction norm and the new generation physiology, summing up the framework. Then next step is fixing one reaction norm, studying how the shape of the different elements impact the dynamics of the population, and compare the pattern of different reaction norms, adaptive and forward looking reaction norms, making reaction norms compete plasticity in most successful population, necessary feature for a reaction norm to survive. Then gene environment interaction, a change in how a particular allele is expressed that is caused by an environment influence. Gene environment interaction or an example of phenotypic plasticity. Then norm of reaction, the pattern of phenotypic plasticity for a particular genotype. A norm of reaction describes the way in which genotype is expressed as a trait under different environmental circumstances. For example, for a particular plant genotype that affect height, the norm of reaction in relation to watering level might look like a bell curve. Very small and very large amount of watering result in shorter plant and normal amount of watering result in taller plant. For plant with a different genotype, the ideal amount of water to grow a tall plant might be different because this genotype might have a different norm of reaction. Then you can see the gene pool concept in crop breeding and domestication of the ancestor and descendant, root map. Then gene pool or collection of all alleles. Then gene pool described by allele frequencies, and gene pool have Hardy-Weinberg predictions. So the domestications of ancestor or isolation, occasional interbreedings, population bottlenecks, genetic drift, modification and limitations of nutrition, ecological release, and occupation of new niches. Thank you.